When China announced burying straw and planting trees in the desert, Trump laughed out loud. But just 10 years later, the reality shook the entire United States. China's greatest enemy at that time was not another country, but a lifeless desert. The Gobi Desert was expanding by about 3,000 kilometers each year. This meant that where there were once fields, only sandstorms remained. Fertile land was vanishing day by day. Farmers were failing to save their crops. Villages were being abandoned, and millions of people were forced to migrate to cities. This was not just an environmental issue, it had become a huge threat to China's economy, agriculture, and daily life. Sandstorms were so severe that even in Beijing, it could be dark in broad daylight. The air became toxic, breathing was difficult, and schools had to close. Scientists warned that if this continued, a large part of China would become uninhabitable within a few decades. It was a crisis that shook the entire country. Land, food, and the future. Everything was at stake. For China, this was not just an environmental battle, but a battle for survival. When China announced that it would plant millions of trees and bury straw to stop the sand, experts worldwide laughed. They found the plan not only impossible but ridiculous. US media reported that China was burying money in the sand. Environmental experts said planting trees on such a scale was a waste of time and resources. Some scientists even claimed China could not defeat nature, and it was all just a propaganda stunt. Trump also mocked it, saying the project could never succeed. His words were, "Sand and trees cannot coexist." The American public believed this narrative, labeling it a failed experiment. Experts in many other countries also ridiculed it, saying controlling deserts was beyond human capability. They said, "Sand moves with the wind. No wall can stop it." It seemed like China was chasing an impossible dream, and the world was convinced this dream would one day be buried in the sand. While the world laughed, China did not give up. Instead, it launched a project that became the largest environmental experiment in history, known as the Great Green Wall of China. China decided that the only solution to stop the desert was to build a green wall. Millions of trees would be planted along thousands of kilometers, stopping the sand, strengthening the soil, and restoring rainfall systems. This was no small project. It was the world's largest tree planting campaign. The government, scientists, military, and citizens all participated. Modern technology and local farmers were trained to plant trees that could survive the harshest conditions. China not only envisioned stopping the sand, but threw all its energy into making it a reality. It was a war against sand, natural disasters, and time. The journey was not easy. Millions of trees died due to extreme heat, drought, and sandstorms. Many areas lost years of work. Local farmers complained that some trees dried before even rooting. Critics said the project could never succeed. Every failure added to the world's mockery. Yet China did not lose courage. They experimented repeatedly, tested new species, and returned each time stronger. China learned from failures and innovated. Straw checkerboard techniques controlled sand, and modern soil and irrigation solutions retained water. Native and drought-resistant species like tamarisk and goji berry were planted. Machines and drones monitored the land to ensure plant survival. This became not just tree planting, but a science and engineering-driven environmental revolution. When the world thought China's project was doomed, no one imagined that in just 10 years, the desert land would transform. The Great Green Wall brought life to deserts like the Gobi and Taklamakan. What was once barren now had green belts. Straw checkerboards and modern irrigation helped trees root, and native plants adapted to the environment. The previous 85% failure rate dropped, and the trees became strong and alive. The results were stunning. Dust and sandstorms decreased in Beijing and other cities. The air became cleaner, and human health improved. Farmers began growing crops like goji berries and desert-resistant herbs on previously barren land, stabilizing the economy. This was all the result of China's labor, research, and innovation. Experts in countries worldwide praised the model and sought advice to replicate it in areas like the Sahara and Sahel. China's success set new standards in environmental engineering. Sandstorms decreased, the land stabilized, and the local economy improved. This shows that large-scale environmental projects can be more than dreams. They can become reality. The world saw that controlling deserts, increasing land productivity, and improving lives was possible. China's example set global standards for environmental leadership and creative solutions, proving that with determination, innovation, and patience, natural challenges can be overcome. The world mocked China, Trump laughed, and experts called it impossible. But today, 10 years later, the same world watches this great achievement with awe and respect. The Great Green Wall was not just a tree planting project. It was a demonstration of determination, patience, and modern science, protecting a nation from desert threats and setting an example for global environmental solutions. China's efforts showed that with determination, even the harshest challenges of nature can be controlled. Bringing life back to barren land, greening deserts, and improving human life is possible. This lesson is not just for China, but for the entire world. If countries work together with modern techniques and community involvement, the effects of global environmental change can be mitigated. The clear message for all of us: no dream is impossible, big or small. China built the Green Wall through patience, research, and innovation, showing the world that environmental challenges can be overcome. Today, Africa's Sahel region and other desert-affected areas are looking toward this model. It's time for us to act. If every country, community, and individual takes small steps, we can improve our environment, control deserts, and leave a safe and green world for future generations. The world laughed at China, but today, that same world praises China's determination, innovation, and green revolution. This is the lesson for all of us. With courage, knowledge, and patience, any dream can become reality. So friends, this was our video today about China's Great Green Wall project. Your opinion is very important to us, so please let us know in the comments what you think. Until then, take care and goodbye.